Brian Fair, vocalist for Shadows Fall. I've been vegetarian and I flirt with veganism often. It's been since I was in 8th grade. I'm 28 years old now, so I was 12 years old or 13 years old, so it's been a while. It's been like 15, 16 years. The first time I really even started thinking about it was listening to the Smiths, Meat is Murder, like that album, and I started, just kind of putting the imagery in my head of what really did go on. And my uncle was actually vegetarian. He lives up in Maine, and he grows all his own vegetables, all organic. And I talked with him about it for a while, and found out ways that I could eat better. Honestly, going to hardcore shows and going to talking to people like Ray Capo from like Youth and Pain Shelter and things like that, just kind of got it all rolling to me, and I no longer wanted to be part of taking an innocent life for my own pleasure or my own need when it's not, that need is false. You can survive in many other ways. One of the main reasons we took part in the Take Action tour was I was like, this is why I originally got into doing things, was to usually there's always some sort of cause involved, and we're definitely a metal band that probably people don't associate with any of that stuff. Cause, we're a bunch of long-haired dudes, with guitar solos. But we grew up in that scene, like the total DIY hardcore scene, and I'd love to see that come back. And that's why I'm solely stoked about something like this, and giving kids just some information about new ideas. Ozfest crowd isn't exactly the most politically motivated, or probably they're just there to rock out. So but. There's definitely kids who had heard that I was vegetarian, either through, there was a few interviews on TV that I did, where I mentioned things, and even maybe just wearing like a random shirt on stage, where they'll come up and approach you and talk to you about that, and just find out why. The first question is always, why did you decide to do that, which is always one of the hardest ones to answer. You're like, I don't know, it was just this feeling I had that I could no longer be part of the cycle of death, so. But it was cool, to actually talk to kids who probably aren't as exposed to it as, say, like, kid who goes to hardcore shows all the time. What I like to say to people who, may not realize how easy it is to break from that cycle of needless death for your own survival. It's such a myth that you would need to kill in order to live. It's, and I just don't understand how people can really have the faceless cruelty, too, where they don't have to be involved anymore. It's going to be packaged in a way that they're, is never going to bring the reality of what brought that there. Anyone who wants to go to a slaughterhouse or check out the videos that PETA will show, it's completely shocking. If you aren't horrified, then you are a cold and lifeless human. So really, every now and then you got to shock the system to realize that is, because it's a lot easier just to see a Happy Meal than to see like a carved up carcass. When my old band Overcast put out our first 7-inch, we put in the little cruelty-free shopping guides and all that, in the 7-inches themselves, and that was just something that was. It was almost like an afterthought. You always did something like that because hardcore was always motivated by social change, political change, even personal change. It was always about trying to motivate other people, spread your beliefs. Something to realize how many tiny little rabbits and random small animals are getting completely tortured just to find out if a new astringent is going to burn your skin. A great place would be PETA2.com. You find out a bunch of stuff, but also it shows like this. You should seek out, see if there is any information. There's all some pamphlets around, things like that. Also, just find someone who's vegetarian and just sit there and talk to them and figure out why, just find out why they got into it. Anyone who wants to find out what we're up to, you can always check shadowsfall.com, and I'm always posting on the message board if anyone has any questions about, how I got into, just being vegetarian, or any suggestions on how to, make it a little healthier for them. Just, drop me a line, ask questions, see what I can help.